It's time to sip that coffee, get your mind right, and vibe with the queen herself. We're dishing out hot topics, wellness tips of the day, and things that make you go, Let's get this palace party started.
Oh, absolutely. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a very impromptu live. Typically, we would roll it out, schedule it ahead of time. Man, I came across this topic and I was like, we got to talk about this. And this is something we talk about often. So there's really little to no preparation needed. So I felt comfortable. I clicked the link. I was like, we gonna talk about this because this don't make no damn sense at all. And I kind of feel bad for the lady. I feel bad for the lady. Did y'all see the topic? You see what we're talking about, right? Today. Everybody sees what we're talking about. Y'all, for real, for real. She dated him for 20 years, but got nothing after he died. Lord Jesus. Do y'all know anybody like that? You know of anybody that's been in that kind of situation? Have you been in that type of situation? Don't raise your hands all at once. I was like, man, this is crazy. But it happens all the time. And it's happening more often than none. And I try to be telling y'all, listen, I'm gonna talk my little slang. I be trying to tell y'all, men are completely different, man. They're wired a little bit different. You know, sometimes women confuse love and commitment with the amount of time that a man has been with you. And today I'm not going to really talk about the husbands. I'm just talking about, those of you or just situations like this where you find yourself in long-term relationships. You've convinced yourself that you're legally married. What do they call it? I forgot the name of the marriage. When you don't get married, um, not a shotgun wedding. It's called not shacking up. The old folks would say you shacking up. That's what the old folks would say. There's another word. There's another word I'm looking for, a phrase. I'm gonna have to think about it. It's on the tip of my tongue too. But yeah, she dated this man. Actually, it was over 20 years. I'm gonna give this lady, I'm gonna give her credit. She gave him 23 years. And baby, when I tell you, when he died, she didn't get not one red cent, not one. No benefit packages, none of that. And it reminds me of it reminds me of a scene in a line from The Color Purple when they say, how did he die? On top of me? You let that man hump you for 23 years. Listen, y'all, for real. You let that man get on top of you for 23 years. Yeah, I'm all up in your face today. I hope you have a strong cup of coffee because we're going to talk about it. This don't make no sense. 23 years of humps and a bump and bumping and grinding. And he didn't leave you shit. He didn't leave you anything. Now, before we get into it and I play the video, listen, have you ever felt taken for granted in a relationship? Drop it in the chat. Have any of you ever felt taken for granted? It ain't no right or wrong to today's conversation. I just want to know. Because that's a lot. I knew that had to have hurt for her to think that they had something special for 23 years and then nothing when you die. Share your story in the comments. You're not alone. Hell, a lot of people go through it. Tish said he was a good man, Savannah. Chanel says people keep saying that little piece of paper don't matter. Oh, it matters. Believe it or not. I know too many people that have been in situations. Hell, I gave y'all a story. I said my grandpa, y'all, real life, my grandfather, and it ain't funny, but I'm gonna laugh. Y'all already know that story I told y'all about my grandpa. My grandfather cheated on my grandmother and married the side chick. My grandma she bad. She cold though. She would know lay down and kind of take it woman. Beautiful, stunning. She said, all right, since you want to cheat, I don't want you no more. I'm finna go outside. You keep the kids. She pulled a whammy on his ass. So he ended up marrying the side chick to help take care of my aunties and uncles and, you know, stuff like that. And he married that lady and they were married 5 years. Okay. My grandfather died like 2 years ago. Y'all, I kid you not. In the hospital room, in walks my aunt, one of my grandfather's daughters, holding up a paper that he had placed her as the power of attorney. He gave his wife absolutely no rights to make any type of medical decisions, even when pulling the plug, and left her nothing. She was stunned. She was heartbroken in that hospital. She was shocked. She laid on her back, cooked and cleaned for this man for 50 years, helped take care of his kids, was his ride or die, only to find out in his final breath that she got absolutely nothing. Y'all, these niggas, woo, they cold hearted around here. I swear to God. They cold hearted around here. Catch up with Lala says that paperwork is special. Listen, you could tell yourself it ain't. And I don't know if that's a story that most women tell themselves. And you're kind of tricking yourselves. And maybe that's how you are able to deal with the fact that maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe this man don't love me. Nene says, my uncle married his girlfriend of 23 years simply because their adult daughter demanded that they get married before she did. That's crazy. He didn't trust her. I don't think he loved her. It's not about trust. He didn't love, well, and he didn't, because she cheated with him. She cheated with him. That's why he didn't trust her. The audacity. He had the nerve to not trust her because she cheated with him. Ain't that crazy? He'll cheat with you, but then deem you a hoe and not worthy to be praised, not worthy to get a financial benefit from him because you cheated with him. Yeah. And you said, not saying it's anything. She did, but why did he do it? That's what I'm saying. Don't try to understand men unless you really know. They think completely different. That's why you have to play them at their own game. People act like marriage isn't a big deal nowadays, but it really is. It's called being smart and getting assets. You can get access without getting married, right? And we're going to talk about all of that. I want to walk through it. But see, some of y'all too scared to ask. Some of y'all are too scared to ask. Imagine that, giving up your body for 20 plus years, 15 plus years, and then scared to ask a man, what's up with that policy? How we doing it? The insurance man is on his way. Ain't that crazy? Dated this man for 23 years, but got nothing after he died. She gave her heart to him, her time, 20 plus years of her life. But when he died, his daughter got everything. That ain't the daughter's fault. And y'all, this is a heartbreaking story, but it's a very powerful story that reveals the devastating reality that women often face. When you hook up with a man, you give a man kids, and you don't really prioritize yourself, because that's on her. She spent 2 decades with this man, and he passed away without her name being put on anything. He didn't even care to protect her in life after his death. She stood by him for years, no ring, no rights, no safety nets. Imagine the emotional toll of giving everything and you get nothing. Imagine how love, and you've convinced yourself that there's legalities in place. No, ma'am. Don't allow love to blind you to legal realities. You have no rights if you ain't got no papers. And the importance, ladies, of protecting yourself, even in love. And we're going to talk about what every woman should know about commitment and consequences for a lack of commitment. All right, let's get into it today. I'm going to go ahead and play the video of what happened, and we'll take it from there. Yep. E-Boogie said, that's cold-blooded. If you're going to accept that life, then you better pay for a policy on them. Hell, some of y'all too scared to even ask. Not scared to sleep with them and give them your body without a ring, but scared to even ask for a policy. Scared to pay for one and say, I need you to sign right here. LaDawn says, that happened to me. I was with my man for 23 years, but Massachusetts doesn't recognize common law marriage. I would have done it differently. You would have done it differently. Yep. Only if they had assets. That's on her that she didn't protect herself. Let's talk about it. Queen of Premier says, I had a family shack up with her baby daddy for 30 years. And when he died, he left nothing to her, but left it to my cousin and his side baby. Ooh, Lord have mercy. And imagine you thinking we in love. This what we do. Mm-mm. That's crazy. There are only 8 states that recognize. Can you drop them in a chat? Can you copy and paste the 8 states that recognize common law marriages? Yeah. Okay, here we go. I got a policy on my child's father and I'm the beneficiary. Absolutely. The policy owner and the benefactor. All right, here we go. Let me show you the clip, y'all. I got to take off my overlay. Give me 1 second. Let's drop this off for just a second and then we're going to talk. We're not going to be here long. I thought, damn, that's cold blooded. And women so scared to be tough and lean in. If you knew that this was going to happen, wouldn't you have asked? Here we go.
Hey y'all, I have some sad news. This lady just lost her boyfriend for 20 plus years. He died, and she was the girlfriend for 20 plus years. And because she wasn't a wife, she couldn't even sign off on the body.
Y'all, for everybody to say everybody don't want to get married, remember that. Keep that same energy. When they need that body to get picked up, keep that same energy when them family members come in and kick your ass out them hospital rooms, because it's happened and it can happen. And guess what? Doctors don't care about you hooping and hollering and crying. And that's my baby daddy. And that's my child's father. I done took care of him. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. And I'm not trying to be cold hearted, but I want to put this up front, up close in your face. If that child, if that mama, if anybody walks in and say, I don't want her in this hospital room, she's not allowed to come up here, they will enforce that. They will enforce that. Hold on.
To be removed. Also, the check that he's receiving monthly, she can't even get the check. It's going to the daughter, just like they had to call a daughter to remove the body. So I say this to say this. If you are with a man 10, 20, 15 years and he has never married you, he don't like you.
Damn. They say I done lost half of my audience. Hold on. They said, oh, Lord. They said, wait a minute. They say y'all scattering like roaches. That lady just said, if you have been with a man a certain amount of time and he ain't never asked you to marry him, he don't like you. It don't matter how you convince yourself and what story. He don't like you. I didn't say it. She said it. Let's continue.
He's with you just because, okay? Because any man that really loves you is going to marry you. Because if something happens to them, they want to make sure that you're okay.
I'm going to say this. There's two parts to that. I would like to kind of interject a little bit. I don't disagree with her, but I want to add a caveat. Either he's going to marry you or he's going to set you up financially to make sure you good. To make sure you good. And that can be as simple as allowing you to get a policy on him. Even if he couldn't afford to pay for it, just giving his permission for you to be the policy owner, you pay the premium every month. Either he's going to wife you up, according to her, and I'm just adding the caveat, or he's going to make sure you have something in place. He's going to give you the thumbs up, or he's going to do it himself. According to this lady, if a man has been with you that amount of time, I'm going to just say over 2 or 3 years living with you, enjoying the benefits of you as a woman, whether you have kids for him or not, and he has not gotten on his rusty knee to ask you to marry him, and I ain't trying to ruin nobody's workday. That's not what I'm trying to do. But we talk real life, real women talking real life. And he has not asked you to marry him. There's a high probability that he don't like you. And I think sometimes women get it confused because life and relationships can be up and down, right? You have some really good moments, you have some low moments, but in the good moments, you say, no, he has to like me because ain't no way in the world. He can stay with me this long and not be committed. You're thinking like a lady. That's how you think. That's how you feel and operate as a woman. That doesn't apply to men.
All right? So any man who sits up and soak up your time and your years for 10, 15, 20 plus years as a girlfriend and never wanted to marry you, he doesn't like you. I repeat, because a man who really, really loves you is not going to be a boyfriend to you.
She said, if he soaking up your time, you are a girlfriend. He don't like you. He doesn't want that investment. Listen, some people may disagree. I'll drop the link here shortly.
For 10, 15, 20 years. Okay? Now, this man all of a sudden died. She couldn't sign off on the body. The check that he was receiving monthly, she can't get that because it's going to his next relative, which is his daughter, which means that all of those years that she was with him, and she gets absolutely nothing.
Flush down the drain. Probably never even got a trip out of the country. Listen to what I'm saying. Forget all of that. Flush down the drain. No life insurance policy. Daughter, mama of the daughter, right? Ex-wife, baby mama get to help the daughter make decisions. You sitting on the sideline and probably never even got a trip. We ain't gonna even say out of the country. Hell, he probably never even got a trip to Miami, Vegas, where he said, pack your bags. Let's go. Nothing. All those years gone as soon as he took his last breath.
See, that's the way he had it set up. See, he knew if something happened to him, he wanted to make sure that you got nothing. Okay?
I need y'all to marinate on that. He set that up. So if you're in that situation, or if you know somebody that's in that situation currently, and only time is going to reveal the end result, don't be blaming them kids. Don't be blaming their mama, their daddy. He set that up. If he wanted you to take the lead, he would have married you. If he wanted you to take the lead and be okay, irregardless of what mama or my daughter do, make sure your policy's straight. I got you. He, listen, set that up. I don't care how much you think he loves you. If he ain't got down on bended knee, or some people don't like to be married, or say, I got you set up, and walk you through what's yours, and I ain't talking about no furniture, no sectional, and a stove that you get to keep. I'm talking about in living color, what you can see allocated to you. It's a setup. You being used.
Okay? Because a man who really cares about you will never set you up like that. They're going to make sure that you're taken care of if something was to happen to them. And this is what has happened in this particular situation. This man died. She was a girlfriend to him for 20 plus years, and she gets no say so, and she gets nothing. Absolutely nothing. So you women who likes to say, oh, everybody don't want to get married. If he can live with you, he can marry you. If he's asking you to have a baby, he can marry you.
Hey, this is Chad.
Ooh-wee. That was like a hardcore truth in your face. Ouch. Ouch. What good is a diamond? Nobody can see. I hear he got you on lockdown, but I got the master key. Even Joe said that he got you on lockdown. You locked down as if you are a wife, but you're not. I'm the baby I'm the baby. You are not a wife, and you locked down. You're performing. It's like, let's just play like your wound, your mind, your body, your spirit is a corporation, and he gets to use it and use all of its resources and doesn't have to make any investment. He doesn't have to deposit anything. And you just hope that one day he will see that you're good enough, your corporation is good enough, that he would be a silent investor? And he doesn't. And he dies. And you're still left holding the bag. You still left holding the bag. What are your thoughts? Should I run it down one more time? Let me run it down one more time, uninterrupted.
Hey, y'all.
Give me 1 second. One more time, uninterrupted. That's crazy.
I have some sad news. This lady just lost her boyfriend for 20 plus years. He died, and she was the girlfriend for 20 plus years. And because she wasn't a wife, she couldn't even sign off on the body to be removed. Also, the check that he's receiving monthly, she can't even get the check. It's going to the daughter, just like they had to call a daughter to remove the body. So I say this to say this. If you are with a man 10, 20, 15 years, and he has never married you, he don't like you. He's with you just because, okay? Because any man that really loves you is going to marry you. Because if something happens to them, they want to make sure that you're okay. All right? So any man who sits up and soak up your time and your years for 10, 15, 20 plus years as a girlfriend and never wanted to marry you, he doesn't like you. I repeat, because a man who really, really loves you is not going to be a boyfriend to you for 10, 15, 20 years. Okay? Now, this man all of a sudden died. She couldn't sign off on the body. The check that he was receiving monthly, she can't get that because it's going to his next relative, which is his daughter, which means that all of those years that she was with him, and she gets absolutely nothing. See, that's the way he had it set up. See, he knew if something happened to him, he wanted to make sure that you got nothing, okay? Because a man who really cares about you will never set you up like that. They're going to make sure that you're taken care of if something was to happen to them. And this is what has happened in this particular situation. This man died. She was a girlfriend to him for 20 plus years, and she gets no say so, and she gets nothing, absolutely nothing. So you women who likes to say, oh, everybody don't want to get married. If he can live with you, he can marry you. If he's asking you to have a baby, he can marry you.
Hey, this is Chad.
That's it. That's all. That's it. Upfront, transparent, in your face. In your face. And women will argue you down. We will take it and slice it and dice it and customize it to fit our emotional state so that we can escape the accountability of saying, damn, I'm out here running rugged. I'm wilding out. I'm allowing myself just to be used like a rag doll. And I've convinced myself somehow, some way that this man is for me or this man likes me, although he has not married me. Although he has not married me, he hasn't taken the lead in making this thing official. And like the lady said, some of you say, oh, paper don't matter. Go through it first and then come back and talk to me. Go through it first and then come back and talk to me. It does matter. It makes a hell of a difference. Chanel number 5 said these men will sit here and have kids with these women, take your whole womb and not marry you. Absolutely not. Actually, the women are giving it to them. That lady stayed with that man 23 years. So we do bear the brunt of the responsibility, right? You shouldn't even be, well, I ain't gonna tell you, you shouldn't even be moving in if marriage is not the goal. I see people buy houses with boyfriends. It, you know, and hold your thoughts. Let me hold my thought. Okay, Nene, I knew a woman who dated a man for nearly 30 years. When he died, his wife, whom he had left her for, barred her from the hospital room and his funeral with the restraining order, period. Candy says in the hospital, the wife or husband gets to make the decisions before the girlfriend or boyfriend without a health care. That's correct. And let me just tell you, most men are not going to prioritize you as a wife or a girlfriend. Even in those old-fashioned relationships, you know, we know some of these old folks. Oh, you be like, they still married. What? Mm-hmm. Just waiting to have the last laugh and get their lick back. And trust me, they do, and they will. Kat says, I wish schools taught I wish schools taught self-love. My question would be, how come it's not being taught at home? Why are we expecting teachers to teach our kids how to love themselves? You gave birth to them. We give birth to them. They not teaching self-love when you're in the bedroom. You get what I'm saying? That's too much to place on a teacher. At what point do we start parenting our own? We can't depend on parents and then don't have kids. Don't have kids. It is not the teacher's responsibility to take care of a child and say, this is how you love yourself. If two, a grown man and a woman, cannot display that in the house, they shouldn't be having children. If they need to send them to a brick and mortar for a stranger to teach them. If you can't embody that and model that in your house, then what we doing? Some of them don't care. Young women need, and then it's cut off. I think that's yeah. Dear Cindy Ann says, true, true, true. True, true, true. Still haven't found the one. So I'm going to drop the link. This is not the time to tell long, drawn out, like personal stories. This is for you to share powerful thoughts about this topic. What are your thoughts on this? Because we just don't have the time. You know what I'm saying? To go through everybody's personal story. Although I'm sure they are very helpful, very empowering. It just can take a deep turn if we're not careful. And sometimes, yeah, it can go down a rabbit's hole. And I don't want to do that. But what are your thoughts about women that stay, women that have placed themselves, and I'm putting it on the women. We're not talking about little girls. We're talking about grown ass women. TR Day says, still haven't found the one, but when I do, I want to marry her and bless her as with as many pensions as possible if I pass away sooner. Amen. See, already planning ahead. I love that. I love it. Men know, y'all. Men know. He may not do it for you and will be with your ass. I've seen men do it and will be with you and go and marry the next one a week later. And women justify it. So, well, he had to have been cheating. Not necessarily. He just didn't want to marry you for, for whatever reason. So I'm dropping a link. And as you come up, remember, it's not to share these long drawn out personal stories. We just don't have the time, but just keep it to focus on what this lady went through. And what are your thoughts on that? Welcome, Janae. What are your thoughts today?
How you doing, Palace and Queen? I'm also known as Queen as Premier on the thing. I don't know why I don't show up here. But as far as what this lady went through, this is a learning lesson. A long time ago, I'm gonna keep it brief. My father said no romance without finance. You have to put yourself in a position that even if you're not married, okay, like you said, Queen, get an insurance policy and you pay the premium. That way you could put yourself as the beneficiary in case something happens. Because you know, funeral costs and all the other stuff. And also, if you're going to live with a man, time is the most expensive gift that we cannot get a refund for and we cannot get back. So the fact that you've invested so much time in someone and they just pretty much just said, excuse my French, Queen, fuck you at the end. Wow.
All right. Thank you for coming up, Janae. I appreciate your thoughts. That was Janae. Before I go to LaDawn, I want to read this comment. And remember, y'all, listen to what I'm saying. Keep it short and brief. We don't want to go down a rabbit hole. We want to keep it to the topic at hand, okay? Already says, so basically, love is about money with some women. What is it about to you as a man? I'm going to drop the link for you. I need to hear you. Come on up here already. So basically, love is about all about money with some women. What if she didn't want to be married from what I see? We covered that. Maybe you just came in. She still got nothing. So come on in here. Maybe it'll be better. All right. Welcome, LaDon. What are your thoughts?
Child, this is a mess, Queen. I think it's very important, like you said, to get some kind of paperwork because everybody's not as nice. I got it easy because the family didn't fight me and I had his son. So my son was able to get the benefits. But it is crucial to be with somebody for 20 something years and go through the gusto and you get nothing. It's not about money. It's about keeping me living the same way as when you were here and appreciating all that I went through because every marriage is set up different. Some people, my man was a serviceman. He had PTSD. So I had to deal with a lot. So I wasn't as beat up because I had his son and my son was able to get the benefits, but it will screw you in the long run, ladies. Take care of your business. No, it's not always about the money, but it's about the contract. And even if you don't get a life insurance, have him write up something. Have him have a will specifically. Have something in writing because it's just not the way to be. It's not fair. And ladies who try to beat the system, who don't get married so that they can still get benefits, it's not serving you because benefits are only for a short time. You're supposed to set yourself up so you'll never need them again. And if you stay in that box, you'll end up still with nothing at the end. That's all I got to say.
All right. Well,
Get
thank you for
paperwork
sharing,
done.
LaDon. Everybody, that's LaDon. Listen, great points made by her. I want to go to a comment I saw. Mac Q says, after 5 years, you should know if marriage is on the table. I wish the fuck I would, Mac. I did that one time. I wish I would. Listen, let this Mac maybe Mac, 5 years? 5 years? Mac, you're gonna have to come up here and give us a little bit more meat and potatoes. Make it make sense. Make it make sense because Mac, that's a long time. Lagon, welcome.
Child, I'm trying to tell you now. You can pick some topics. That's all I got to say. Quick.
All right. That's all you
Now,
got?
yes. Now with the woman about they don't like you, I somewhat disagree. I agree with what you said. Some people are not ready to get married, but I had a situation where I was engaged to someone, and he was ready to turn, health insurance and things like that. But when he got sick, he had a living will, and I was down on the living will. So by him going through the surgery, he didn't make it, and so they had to bring the family together. And how I knew I was on the living will is because they called my name. But by me not being married to him, I stepped aside and I let his mom handle it because we was not married. But the thing of it is that people do discuss this, and I think a lot of people don't want to discuss things because I think when it comes to death, I don't know what it is about people like to put it off and don't think about insurance and all of this here. But I wouldn't go that far as that they don't like you. But the thing of it is, believe me, that marriage certificate means a lot. Do not kid yourself. And if a man is going to be with you there for 20 years and you don't think about any of that insurance or whatever, then the problem lies within you.
All right.
And that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much. Excellent points by Lagon. I hope I said the name right. Excellent, excellent points. Thank you for coming up. I am going to go to the next caller. All right, already is backstage and ready to come up. And I just want to highlight this comment, which prompted me to ask Already to come up. Already wrote in the chat. So basically, love is about money with some women. What if she didn't want to be married, from what I see? Already, welcome to the stage.
Hello, Queen Sheba. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi.
Welcome.
This is my first time on the panel. I love your channel. I come here all the time. I I,
Thank you.
I understand. I understand. I'm at work, so I'm trying to make this quick. I completely understand the situation of the young lady, but I know a lot of people who have been married, don't ever want to get married again, just want long-term partnerships. And for me personally, when it comes to love, I have my own. I don't need a man's anything. Okay, I don't need his money or anything. If I am with a man and he has children, I don't care if I'm married to him or whatever. His children's going to get all of his inheritance. I didn't come be with him to be with his money, to enjoy his money. So for me, I didn't see anything wrong with him leaving everything to his daughter because she's entitled to that. Yes, the woman, it was his partner for 20 years, but you were his partner. His inheritance belongs to his children. So I understand how some people would say, well, you need a ring, you need a ring. I'm like, I'm seeing a lot of women with rings and their husbands in somebody else's face. So what good is that? What does marriage really truly mean? And if are we really starting to put a monetary value on love and partnership? Because for me speaking personally, I don't need a man for nothing but love and affection. I'm not looking for his money. I'm not looking for him to take care of me. I got my own money set up for retirement. I don't need his. His money would go to his children. Even if I was his wife, I would still make it give his children his money. So or his their anything of his. And that's just me personally. So my question is like, did she want to get married? Did he want to get married? Have they been married before and said they didn't want to do it again and just want to spend their lives together? And did she already agree to that? I don't know, but I just want to know, is now love and marriage being made into a monetary value, or is it, what does
Okay,
money have to do with love? You see what I'm saying?
a lot, a lot. Let me ask you this. How
What,
does the rent get paid? How does the mortgage get paid? How does the funeral get paid? How does the hospital bills
right.
get
That has
paid?
nothing
Hold
to
on,
do
hold
with
on.
love.
Should one fall ill? How do you supplement your income if you have to take off, right? Because you love them. Do you
Right.
want to take care of them? So money has a lot to do
Right.
with love. Hold on. Money is a display of your work ethic, how you love yourself, how you love your family. Money, money is just like the outcome of love. The what you put into the relationship from that aspect. Because we got a lot of people. We got a lot of homeless people that love each other, but they're in tents on the street, under bridges, right? But
Mm-hmm.
imagine if
Mm-hmm.
somebody or if
Right.
the man said, "Because I love you as a woman, I don't want you out here begging. I don't want you out here raising a lot." It has a lot. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been taken on a date?
Absolutely.
Have you ever been taken on a vacation where he took care of everything?
Yes.
Have you ever been gifted a birthday gift or a piece of jewelry
Yes.
from a man? How
Yes.
did that make you feel?
Yes.
How did that make you feel?
I'm not that kind of girl.
No, but how did
I'm
it
pretty
make you how
much
did how how did it make you feel?
I was honestly, I'm very cavalier about
But
materialistic
listen
stuff
to my
like that.
question. Don't
I'm
defend
more,
it. It's not a right or
I'm telling
wrong.
you, I'm cavalier. I'm telling you, I'm cavalier about it. I don't really care about that. I'm
But
more
how did it
so
make you
of a
feel even though you don't care about it? Do you remember what you felt when it happened?
no. I was just like, oh, thank you.
Did he do
That's
it
it.
again?
Yes,
How did it make you so
is
you didn't feel anything? You
way
didn't
of
feel
showing. That's
special?
his way of showing love.
Thank you.
No, I don't feel special because somebody gives me something. I feel special by how you treat me. And sometimes you don't have to give me anything to treat me good.
You've never felt loved by a man that works his ass off and use his
He
money?
shouldn't be doing it for
Hold on.
me. He should be
You
doing
gotta
it
let me
for
finish,
himself.
though. You gotta let me finish.
Yes, ma'am.
You've never been with a
Gotcha.
man that coulda chose any woman to take on vacation, but because of his love for you, men value their income. You've never felt loved and appreciated like that?
My
Ever?
value isn't me personally. I don't find value in that. I mean, yes, I
I
thank
get what
you.
you're
I
saying.
appreciate it. I
We're not
appreciate
talking
it,
about
for,
we're not
but it
saying
but his
that that's the
right,
value that you're looking for in a relationship. All we're looking for is the truth. Did you feel special?
right.
Did you That's all I'm asking.
Well, okay. To answer that, to feel special, I guess you could say I feel special, but if I'm his woman, I already know I'm special.
Even if he never
So
tells you. So can a man be with you? Let me ask you this as a woman, because you know what? You might be right. We're all different. You're okay being with a man who never expresses words of affirmation. You don't need that, is what you're saying. Let's take the money off the
that's
table.
no, that's not what
You
I'm
don't
saying.
need
Right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm not saying words of affirmation is free.
right,
That's
but you
cool.
said, "I
Yes,
already
I
know
don't like
I'm
that.
special." You said, "I already know I'm
I,
special," as if he
I
doesn't
already
have to
know
pour.
if I'm his woman, it's evident I'm special. It could be anybody else, but it's me. So yes, I'm special. Him giving me a gift isn't going to say, "Oh, Erica, you're special." Like, I'm already your woman. Thank you for the gift.
But
Appreciate it.
what makes
Here's
you
your
feel
gift. Yeah.
special? What makes you him having sex with you?
No, no. Sex is very low on the
Yeah,
totem
but you
pole
gotta give
for
us
me.
something. What would make you, and I'm not arguing with you.
For
I'm
me,
trying to
it's no, no, no. I got you. I got you. For me personally, I can't speak for anyone else. Quality time, um, and like you said, words of affirmation. I'm not really the whole. Yeah, I feel good if he, if my guy takes me out on a date or we go on vacation or something. Yeah, I feel good because we're doing something special. But he's spending his hard-earned money. It's okay, great. Thank you. I'm spending my money on him too. It's a shared thing. So it's like, okay, he's spending his hard-earned money on me sometimes. I spend my hard-earned money on him sometimes. That's how you that's what goes on in a relationship. But for me, if I had nothing and he says, "Baby, you the most beautiful woman in the world, and I wouldn't replace you with no one else," that'll make me feel like the Queen of England. Because for
without
me,
without any type of action behind it and or behavior.
no, the behavior has to validate the words. But behavior for me isn't necessarily on how much money he's digging in his pockets for me. Value to me is more like, what are you doing with my time? Because my time is the only thing I can't replace. So if I can replace money, I make money, I get money. Okay, but my time, I can't replace that. How are
Okay.
you doing with it?
That's fair. And my final question for you, I want to ask you this. If he's for
Yes,
whatever
ma'am.
reason chooses not to work, but you his woman and you know you special, are you okay being the breadwinner and him staying at home?
He ain't gonna be my man.
Why?
If you can't
You
fulfill
said
his,
you know you
see,
special.
because if
That's
he,
all you
you, no, no, no,
need.
no, 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 no. We're talking about financial responsibility for your own self. As a man, as a man, you shouldn't even date a woman if you ain't got nothing. If you can't provide and take care of yourself, you shouldn't even talk to a woman if you can't pay your
Right.
bills. So,
Because money,
right, but that can't.
money.
But no, 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 no. Here's hold on. What I'm saying is, hold on, no, 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 no. Hold on. What I'm saying is his money. If I didn't know him, he still need to pay his bills. He still need to do for self. Period.
Because that's a what? That's an expression of self-love and how he feels about himself. So
About
love and
himself.
money
Correct. Right.
go hand in
About
hand.
himself. But when it comes to, I see what you're saying. I can partly agree. I'm just saying for my life, I have my own. I'm a blessed woman. So I'm not depending on him for nothing. He ain't depending on me for nothing. We're two sovereign individuals coming together as one, and we do for each other. Now he can buy me a diamond bracelet. Thank you. This is beautiful. I'm gonna cherish it, of course. But am I gonna feel like, oh, I'm not gonna feel any more special than I already feel, because that's just a symbol.
Excellent point.
You
Thank
see
you
what I'm saying?
already. You did good. Thank you for coming up. I know you got to
Thank
get back to
you.
work. I
I love
appreciate
you.
you being
No,
a good
not a
sport.
problem. I love you, Queen Sheba. I love you, girl.
Oh, thank
Have a good one.
you. I
Mhm.
love when y'all come up. That's already. She came up. She stepped outside. Listen, from work, she has to go back. But I really appreciate her being a good sport. I want to highlight this comment really quick. Matt Q says it seems transactional. Love is free. Tell it to the hospital. Tell it to the hospital after you make love and you get pregnant and you got to go have a baby. Walk in there and say, love is free. Deliver this baby. I'm not paying for it. Tell it to the daycare. Tell it to the bank. Tell it to the apartment complex. Tell it to the people at the car dealership. Tell them love is free. We want this car. We're in love. We're in love. Yes, we love each other. We don't want it to feel transactional. Yes, we had sex and we made love. Now I'm pregnant or whomever, whatever. We're going to have a baby. Love is free, not transactional. We don't have the money. We don't have the money, but we love each other and it's free. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me highlight my super chats and I'm going to go to the next two callers, Kira and Fruit Gummy. Money, money, money.
Money comes to me, flowing effortlessly. Money comes to me, comes to me. Money comes to me, flowing effortlessly. Money comes to me. Money.
All right. Money comes to me, flowing effortlessly. Thank you, Kia M, for the 20 piece and a pepper. She said, if a woman's desire is to be married, she should date until she gets a proposal, point blank, period. It is okay for a man not to want to marry you, but a woman looking for marriage should maintain a roster. Ooh, and be open about it, period. Listen, let me go to the next one. I didn't say it. You got a problem? You take it up with Kia M because she right here. And she came back with another 20 piece in the pepper. She says, also, if marriage is not a goal, but the man is financially supporting the household, then policies need to be in place. Joint savings accounts, trust. There are so many ways to make sure everyone is good if you pass away. Oh, and then she said, I'm back with another 10 piece in the pepper. She said, listen, men are action-based people. If he ain't spending on you, building something for you, fixing something for you, he just ain't into you. They are doers, not talkers, unless they don't want you. Damn, Kia. Damn, Kia.
I don't care. I don't care. I said what I said. I meant what I said.
Kira Toussaint, welcome. What are your thoughts on today's topic?
Hi, Queen. Hi, Mods. Hi, Palace. I want to say I just absolutely love this topic and I love how you're keeping it real. I feel like most of us in the chat are struggling with this concept because we have a romanticized, and this is not me, I'm just talking for everybody else. We have a romanticized view of marriage. We need to remember where marriage is coming from. In the 1800s, wealthy people married wealthy people to secure wealth. That was the whole point of marriage. It wasn't about love. It was about, I'm wealthy. I need to stay in the upper class. So my daughter needs to marry your son. That's it, point blank, period. So if as a woman, you're going to be in a relationship with a man for 20 years, you're doing all the labor that being with a man requires. You're going to cook, you're going to clean, you're going to service him, you're going to do all these things. What do you have to show for it? So for those saying, oh, it sounds transactional, it is. It is. We really need to stop watching these Lifetime and Hallmark movies and wake up and smell the coffee. It absolutely is transactional. If you love the person, great. But the reality is, there is giving and there is taking. So after 20 years of being with a man, what are you going to show for it? You've done all the labor. And trust me, a relationship is labor. So after all that labor, what do you have to show for it? You're telling me you're going to go to a job and do all this labor and not get paid? Come on, we need to wake up and smell the coffee. That's it, Queen.
Thank you. Ran it down. And thank you. It is transactional. And you got a lot of men out here tricking you to make you think you just lay down on your back. Let me use you. Go ahead and cook and clean for me. Let me sit up and burn those what's them candles called, y'all? Bath Body Works. Burn them candles, cook for me, do all that. And don't be like the rest of them that just want money. You different. You special. You special because you don't ask me for nothing. I can get everything I need from you. The rest of them, I don't fuck with them. They want dates. They want trips. Hell, some of them want you to, I like you. You don't require a lot. Y'all better stop. Quit playing with me. It is transactional. Should be transactional. Period, point blank. Fruit Gummy, What are your thoughts?
Hey, Queen. My thoughts is in line with what you just stated. When you really think about it, there's a business aspect to marriage. It's not just love. Oh, I like you. We're going to, shack up together. And I believe that a man that truly loves you is going to make sure his business is in order. Because once you get past the I love you, we can Netflix and chill. What if he gets sick? What if you get sick? What if you fall on hard times or vice versa? Having that merit certificate in place ensures that when you go outside the bounds of, oh, I just love you, and you will go out into the real world and have to handle business, they recognize you as the person they're with. And it's not going to have to be, like you say, the special friend or you get out the hospital room because I don't acknowledge you. And I think what a lot of times as women, you have to stop thinking about it from the emotional aspect or how you would see it as a woman and look at it from how a man looks at it of I'm going to make sure my business is in order because I love and care about this person. It isn't just because, oh, this person is money hungry.
Excellent points. And then watch this. I got a couple of comments, child. Stay up here, hang out, Fruit Gummy and Kira, as long as you can, because I know both of you may be busy, but if you have to drop, let me throw out a couple of these comments. Kia, baby, you came in here. Kia, talk that talk, walk that walk, money. This is a good comment. Same OT says making sure you are okay financially if he should pass is a display of love. Yes, it is. Marriage comes with benefits for both. Yes, and we covered that. We said even if he doesn't have the desire to marry you, right? According to the lady, if he's not setting you up, if he's not marrying you, he don't like you. But I said there's a caveat I want to add. I do agree with her, but on the flip side of that, a man can set you up to be taken care of financially should he choose not to get married so that you don't even got to be worried about that. You know what, baby? I love you, but my daughter's going to make the decisions or my ex-wife. But guess what? You got this and this and this. Take your home girls, go on the cruise, go to the resort. You good. Live well. Don't mourn me financially. I'm good. You don't need to be burdened with all of that. So I agree with you. Same OT in a long term relationship where the couples choose not to marry. What are your thoughts, Kira?
I agree, Queen, and I feel like that's a conversation that needs to happen pretty early in the relationship. I feel like most of us sit and we play coy and we play cute and we don't ask those questions and we don't have the tough conversations. Closed mouths don't get fed. So we have to be realistic about what a relationship entails and have those conversations. Like if you should pass, like, am I going to be good? And talk about it. And if he's shucking and jiving, then baby, pack your bags and go because he's not the one.
Thank you. I appreciate your honesty and transparency. Let catch up with Lala get in. Welcome, Lala. What are your thoughts on today's
Why are
conversation?
you laughing, Queen Sheba? I ain't gonna say nothing too crazy, but I feel sorry for that lady. I truly, truly, truly feel sorry for her. 20 years down the drain, being a servant to that man that could care less for her. Men will show you, believe me, women, men will show you every day if they like you or they don't. Okay. And the fact that this woman spent 20 something years with this guy as free labor. Okay. Because love without benefits is free labor for me. I'll be honest. And that's just my opinion.
Oh, thank
Okay.
you, Lala.
Love without benefits is free labor. And any man that says he loves you would always have you in a high regard and put you in a position where you don't have to struggle. Okay. Maybe marriage is not for some. I get it. But have that paperwork, ladies. Have that paperwork ready. Get him to sign it. 20 years, he's going to sign something. You're going to leave with something. If he goes away, you're going to leave with something. Your time is precious. And if you are not going to put a figure on it, then he will for somebody else. You have to put yourself first. Enough women don't have the self love, the self respect to say, I'm worthy. I'm worthy more than this, and I deserve what I need to get. And that's the problem. And for me personally, I don't believe in love. I'll be honest, Queen. I don't believe in love before marriage, okay? You ain't gonna fool me with this love bullshit stuff. I believe in money. Okay, money talks. Bullshit walks. Okay, that's all I have to say, Queen Sheba. Please, women, take care of yourself first. Because a man always puts himself first and he'll show you that every day. Put yourself first. He don't want to marry you. Okay, homeboy, you don't want to marry me. You're gonna sign these papers because it's been 5 years. Okay, I'm gonna leave this relationship with something. And that's how you should think about it. You don't want marriage, then leave something. You have to leave with something. And also, marriage means protection. That's the whole point of marriage. Is he's supposed to protect you, and that paperwork is your protection. When my father passed away, Queen, everything was in my mother's name. The bank account, the houses, and I mean houses, plural. Okay, was all in her name. So every document was in her name, left to her for her to divide between us. Okay, it will come down to us. So if you are worthy and you love yourself and you know this is what you deserve, go and get it. Don't let no man dictate to you what you should get and what you can't get, even after death, and give you a mental issues after death. Hell no. Love yourself.
I agree. I agree. And let me say this. Hold on. Let me take a second. I try to tell y'all about that love part. Love is good. Love comes, love goes. I mean, hell, sometimes we get irritated with family members where I love you, but today is just one of those hard days, right? In romance, you hear people all the time, we got a divorce because we fell out of love. I'm gonna let that linger a little bit. And I want to go to a couple of other comments that I've seen in the chat. The Queen of Premier says, I feel hard questions should be asked in the beginning. It's tricky. It's a sweet spot. You don't want to come out the gates on the third or fourth date talking about how you're going to take care of it. Because especially depending on which you're in, because some of these men ain't got it like that to be hosting those kind of conversations. And they become very, very irritated and very combative. So it's a trick. It's an art. Janice Grant says, you don't want to be the special friend on the obituary. Fruit Gummy, what are your thoughts about that?
Absolutely. Because think about it. I think it was Lala that said, think about all the labor that goes into quote unquote loving someone. And I'm gonna say, as a woman, it's extra hard because of all the things that we deal with. All of the, our emotions, then you have the hormones, then you have just dealing with general society and being able to manage all of that so that you can show up in a special way for that person. And at the end of all that, whether it was your laugh, your tears, everything you've put in, you just a special friend. What is that? It's a broad term for somebody who was just in that person's life, but it didn't have much meaning. Don't disrespect yourself like that.
Yep, I agree. I want to go and I want to talk about love. I mean, well, love, whatever you want to do, holding up space and time for a man that's not committed to you legally, right? Legally committed to you. It's like giving somebody an appointment that hasn't put down a deposit. When you make deposits, I mean, when you make appointments to get your nails done, your hair done, depending on makeup done, whatever, depending on who you're booking with, some of these people require a commitment, an investment up front because they're holding a spot for you that they could have given to somebody else. Let me say it again. They're holding a spot for you that they could have given to somebody else in good faith, right? I have all of these influx of requests coming in because they want to be with me at this specific time. They want to sit in my chair. They want their makeup done, their hair done, a haircut or whatever. And I understand the risk of opening up that spot for you without you putting something on it. And should you choose to not show up, I'm okay. I'm covered. Why would a man not want you to be covered when his job is to provide, protect, and what else? Profess? And when I say profess, I'm talking about professing the anointing of his household to God and in this like covenant with God, right? Where he's talking to God, the profession, professing everything that God wants you to have, that it comes to his lineage, his family, his bloodline, his wife, right? And dear Yvette says, I have a good friend, or I had a good friend that she had a policy on her boyfriend. And when he passed, she got paid years after they were broken up. That's right. As long as you can maintain the financial responsibility of that premium, as long as you can maintain your investment, you reap the benefits of that. And I'm glad you put that out there because a lot of you are allowing these men to come and enjoy a benefit with no investment. No investment. As long as you can maintain the investment of the benefit, some of you have no requirements at all. He gets to have his way with you. You do everything. You love, you care, you cook, you clean, and he doesn't have to pour Anything. God created the man to labor the air, to till the what? Labor, till the garden. That's laborious. Men are strong as fuck, mentally and emotionally. That's why they're born male. He can handle it. He can handle working two jobs, but a lot of you put yourselves in a situation where you are the man in the relationship and there's no financial benefit for you. And you walk away broken, confused, hurt, feeling used, where you've given some of the best years of your life. You held that fucking appointment for 20 plus years, only for them to die and realize, damn, he never really showed up in my life like that. Let me go to another comment real quick. Let's see. Okay, we got that one. Okay, Kia came back with a 10-piece and a pepper. She says, true story. I have a friend of another coacher. She was with a man for 7 years, engaged for 3. He called off the engagement. His coacher obligated him to pay her. She walked away with 3 family properties. That's right. That's your coacher. You don't want it? You held that appointment spot for what, 3 years? No, we're not doing that. You're going to pay her because she could have been with somebody else. Candy says in the hospital, the wife or husband gets to make the decision before. Okay, we went over that one. There was another one. We got that one. Hold on. So, okay, we got that one already came up. Here it is. Sasha says, my mom wasn't married to my stepdad. My stepdad married someone else. Old boy died and left my mom a load of money. His sisters tried to stop it from going to her, but couldn't. Either he could have left it to her or he forgot about it. What are your thoughts, Kira?
He probably forgot about it. Most men aren't on top of that. So probably when they were in a relationship, he set that up and forgot to make the adjustments. Queen, I want to say this to all of us in the chat as women. We need to remember that we are powerful. And when we talk about self-worth, we need to break down what that is. As a woman, you are a multiplier. A man gives you groceries, you prepare a meal. He gives you a house, you make a home. He gives you the sperm, you create a baby. We are multipliers. We are powerful. And that's how we need to walk and carry ourselves through this life. And don't let anybody take advantage of us and use us up and discard us. And then we have to start over. When we say you need to know your worth, that's what we're talking about. We're powerful, life-giving, life-affirming, life-creating beings. We are goddesses, and that's how we need to carry ourselves. And these men, they can sense when you don't know your worth, and they will play you like a fiddle and take advantage of you. It's okay to be alone and date and wait for the right person. And we need to be honest about what it is we want. A lot of us out here, I don't want to marry. When deep down, that's what we want, but we're afraid to want it just in case it doesn't happen. You want marriage? Be intentional about it. The universe doesn't respond to mixed signals. So you have to be clear about what you want and move accordingly. That's my plea.
Beautiful, powerful, true facts. I'm going to let that linger for a second. I got 2 more comments I would like to kind of highlight, and then we're going to wrap up. We're going to wrap up because I know I don't want to keep you all too long. Give me 1 second. Let me see. The other one is okay. How I See It TV says long-term relationships with no marriage. If you're going to stay, get a life insurance policy, especially if you have children, a home together, a business. Talk about the power of attorney. They're too scared. Many women are too scared. Way too scared. He's going to think, who gives a damn? He lays with you every night. Bring it up. If he hasn't put it in play to make sure you good, married or unmarried, then you have to take the lead. I'm going to let you lead until you can in particular areas. And maybe he's not that good or he's not that crafty or savvy in the financial department. Then you got to do it. Okay. Integrity says I was with a man unmarried for 9 years. The man had a massive stroke and passed away. He left me nothing. I owned my own home and had a good job. He left everything to his daughter. And even though you had that, a thank you gift would have been nice. Nothing. What are your thoughts, Lala?
I think that's Disappointing. It's very sad. But as a man, he should have left her something. 9 years is a long time to be with someone, and he should have done something for her. He should have left her something.
Nothing. He didn't even say, if something happens to me, make sure so and so go on a cruise. I want you to make sure you get her a good vacation. Pay 3 months of her rent up. She good. She's not that kind of woman. She ain't nothing.
But that's why it's good, Queen, to talk about it. Have these conversations. Like you said, if you can give yourself to a man, it doesn't take a lot for you to conversate with him and tell him your requirements and what you need from this relationship. If something were to happen to you, where does it leave me and what do I get?
Now I don't know if I'm gonna say it like that. Now, la
Oh,
la.
well, you don't have to, but that's how I would say it. You know me, Queen.
Hold on, hold on. Wait a minute now. You probably
I
can
ain't
talk
beating
to
around
your
the bush, Queen
husband like
Sheba.
that.
Where's my money? That's how I am. I am the old school women. Put my money on the table, go about your business. I
Well,
don't play when it comes to money. That's how I would do it.
wait a minute now. Hold on. Golly. Golly. But I'm leaving here with something.
Believe
Oh,
that. Believe that.
wow. Hold on. Let me go. Why do some women feel like they don't deserve? Let me go back to this and what integrity said. Nothing. That's all I'm gonna say. Not even a month. Take care of her. She was a good woman. Take her out to eat. Here's her favorite restaurant. She ain't gonna ask you for nothing. She ain't built like that. But you make sure she gets this, that. Nothing. Jazzy says, why do women allow men to do them like this? Doesn't to do them like this. It doesn't take a man 1 year to find out if he wants you to be his wife. I just celebrated 20 years of marriage. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Lala said, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna get out of no, Lala. Hold on now. We're gonna have to practice.
I ain't practicing, Queen. It's better to be direct. Well, what are you giving me? If you die today, what do I get?
Run me
You
my
know what I
money.
mean? Yeah, run me my money. Like, I ain't here for free. Queen Sheba, I'm not going to be anywhere for free. My time and energy and this so-called love that you want to talk about comes with a price. So where's my money? If it's not money and you ain't got tangible, where's the assets? You got to give me something, because I'm not leaving here or any of this for nothing. And the good thing, like one thing I'm so glad about my religion, Queen, is when we get married, we get our dowry, right? So in case anything happens to us before we marry this man, we state clearly we want this much money, and you can't marry me until you bring me that money. So if anything was to happen between us, at least I left with something.
Yeah. It's been a hell of a conversation today, y'all. If I didn't have an appointment to go to, we would dig a little bit deeper, but I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of a teaser of what happens as a woman. My dad told me, he said, there's this song. You just keep on using me until you use me up, and people will do just that. People will do just that. He told me, if you let them. He never said a man, he never said a woman. He said, you know that song? You just keep on using me until you use me up.
Oh, I like that song by Bill. Mm-hmm.
I
My
never heard of it.
brothers. Listen to it. Now, see, he was being nasty in it, but basically, Queen is saying like the song was like basically all he was getting out of the woman was some loving. That
Yes. Look, I didn't know Coco Lee was backstage. Welcome, Coco Lee. It, hey, what you got? I did not see you backstage. Welcome. Thank you
How are
for
you
your
all this morning? First time talking up here.
welcome, welcome. You got the floor, Coco Lee. What are your thoughts?
Well, this is a tangent to the conversation at hand. Okay, this is really tangible to the. I'm hearing myself.
You sound good to us. Don't worry about it. Push through it. Everybody mute up. I'm gonna mute up.
Okay, it's really important.
in. I'm gonna drop the link for you. Nobody else click it because we're gonna wrap up. Give me 1 second. Janae, what are your final thoughts, Janae?
I feel like this situation is sad because what if this woman was working or had a career or whatever the case may be, and she quit doing what she was doing to support this man for 20 plus years. It's safe to say she was probably splitting assets, bills, and such in the household. Okay, so now, and then on top of that, the time. Let's talk about the time, ladies. Time is so expensive. People do not understand how expensive time is because you can't go back. All you could do is go forward. And I just hope that this is a learning lesson for everyone to know, like, you got to look out for yourself. You need to check them deeds, check them insurance papers, check the medical proxies. Make sure you have a will because some states can take your assets and decide how much you get if you get anything in certain states. And especially when it comes to children and bonus children, you have to look out not only for yourself but for everyone in the situation. And like you said, if a man really loves you and he's standing on business, he gonna make sure that you have everything that you need before, during, after the marriage, and before, during, after life. And I feel like I said in the beginning, you need to start asking questions, them hard questions in the beginning. And you don't necessarily have to be cutthroat like Miss Lala, but you could just get straight to the point. But like, okay, so where do you see this going in up 10 years? And up 10 years, where do you see us being? And up 10 years, do you think we should get a policy? Do you think we should do that? Because in my marriage, I have a policy on myself that covers not only me, my husband, and the kids. So you have to take care of that stuff.
Thank you so much, Janae. Thank you for adding your final thoughts on today's topic. Very important topic. I've actually enjoyed the opinion of the ladies on the panel. Let me go to Coco Lee. Welcome back. Let's do a mic check.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you got it.
Okay. What I wanted to point out is I think it's so important, especially for young women now having children, that they make sure their children are legitimized with their father's last name. A lot of young people say, well, I don't want the government in my business. They don't want to put the father on child support. I'm going to give an example of how important it is that children has the father's last name. Someone in our family, a young woman had children. She and the father are no longer together. His father, longshoreman, tragically died. The family received a multi-million-dollar payout. Her children received a $1.5 million payout from their father's father, which would be their grandfather, because she had legitimized them as his children. Inheritance passes down. A lot of young women don't want to put their, they say, I don't want him on child support. I don't want the government in my name. It is so important that young women understand, make sure your children has the father's last name, because you never know in the future what settlement, what inheritance, what asset may come that your children or their children's children could possibly inherit. And that's what I wanted to point out.
Great advice. Excellent advice for those of you that are tuned in. Just remember that establishing a legacy and formalizing it,
Mm-hmm.
document on paper, whether we're talking marriage, the name of your
Mm-hmm.
children, creating, establishing who they are. Okay, by birthright. So, with that being said, y'all, I have to run. I have an appointment to keep. Thank you, panel, for coming up. I'm gonna let the panel drop down and I'm gonna wrap up this segment. But thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, today just pulling up. This is a very impromptu live. I hope you all enjoyed it. Tough conversations, tough spots to be in. Ouch.
It was a good discussion. I think the
Thank you.
lady in the video was talking about herself, though.
I don't know. Ain't no telling. Kia M, thank you for the 5 piece and a pepper. She says, a great conversation as always. It made my lunch break. Continue blessings to you, Queen in the Palace. Thank you, Kia. You always pour it into us. Thank you. I really appreciate Kia, but Kia been rocking with me since the Llama Red Pajama reads the story with this Mama Llama. Hey. Anywho, thank you, everybody. We appreciate you all for tuning in. Have a beautiful Tuesday. Toot Sets is a great discussion. I agree. Very impromptu. I had to talk about it. I was like, child, let me go talk about it because I know I didn't pull the 7-year stint. I know I didn't pull the 7-year stint and I didn't leave with nothing. Okay. Gave all my time. And I was like, I'll never do that again. Ever. And if I do, let me tell you. So listen, we don't talk about nothing the queen ain't done or haven't learned from. Y'all, thank you so much, everybody. I will see you all a little bit later. Thank you too. She says, great podcast with Mila. Oh, yeah. So I interviewed with Militron. She interviewed me. We did a one-on-one. So thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you. God bless you. I will see y'all a little bit later.